Good morning, everyone. Today and across most of the rest of the week, we'll be looking at John's Gospel, chapter 5. And we begin today at the first few verses of John's Gospel, leading up to verse 16, where Jesus heals a lame man on the Sabbath. And the Jews took exception to this because one of the laws that they had made or put into place or interpreted was it was something that was not necessarily from the mouth of God, but it was one of those many laws. We speak about the 10 Commandments, how those had evolved out. I think there was something like 800 different laws that had evolved from the 10 Commandments that the Jewish tradition had come up with. So they had a law for practically anything. So here they were talking about, now, Jesus healed a man on the Sabbath, therefore he's working on the Sabbath and you're not allowed to do that. And so Jesus obviously breaking the law. So you can see how ridiculous it is, but there are other circumstances we do run into. The thing to remember is that God's law is finite. It's clear. It should not be, there's no flexibility in it. It's non-negotiable. We might examine it so that we can find the origins of it, or what is really being said, or what really is meant by the commandments. But we can't chuck them out. Jesus doesn't in himself even say, when they said, what is the most important commandment? Jesus clarified it. He didn't take away one word from the commandments. Jesus' response, remember, not which was the most important, but he said the commandments are these: love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. And the second is as important: love your neighbor as yourself. But the emphasis that Jesus was putting on the 10 Commandments was love. The emphasis that we see in the Old Testament version of the 10 Commandments is law, and therefore it must be applied and must be obeyed. So the way in which people sometimes interpret them, they say, well, love Jesus, he loves us back, we can do what we like. That's not exactly true. Jesus wasn't taking anything away from the 10 Commandments, and he often quotes them and says, remember, this is what you must do. So we need to be aware that in our humanity, we often have our own interpretation of the law. And that law is sometimes flawed and probably more convenient than anything else. We adjust it, we interpret it to suit ourselves. But the law that Jesus gives us is one that we must adhere to. And also just be wary of people who are trying to be a little bit too dogmatic about their interpretation about the law without a full understanding of what it means. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.